Alrighty, hello, Sandamtod here. How we doing? Back after the cleanup, and that took probably an hour or so. And now I'm going to show these pops, a couple games, and I came across this while I was packing the stuff up. This is a Sega multi-tap for 4 players. I don't know what the switch on top that says extra ABCD multi means. Maybe that's multi would mean everybody, but maybe it's just so you can switch from controller, you know, I don't know, 1 to 2, I don't know. I'll have to look into it online, but I didn't even know I had one of those, and the only game I think that I actually have that's 4-player for the Genesis is Gauntlet 4. But yeah, and then how I don't even know 4 people local. You know, well, I don't really know 4 people period, but 4 people locally that would play with me. So let's see. I guess I'll start with the pop guys. Let's see. I bought this one just because I thought it looked kind of cool. I don't really care about Harry Potter at all, and this is probably the only one that I'll buy. But it's one of these Dementors for Harry Potter. I was looking because a buddy of mine recently started collecting these, and I've been collecting them for about a year or so. And he was buying, he wants to get some of the Star Trek Next Generation ones, and he was buying a couple Harry Potter ones. And I go, I don't know if there's any Harry Potter ones that I really want. And I looked, and I was looking through some of them, and I came across this one, and I just think it's kind of freaky looking. And for some reason, it's packaged, I guess because the way the cloak or whatever it's wearing kind of sweeps back. It doesn't sit back in the box the same way, so that it's like turned to the side or kind of to the corner of the box almost. And I thought when I initially received it that it had came loose in there. And the box has a little dimple here. That's just the price of getting them online. I mean, really, it's almost impossible to get them to where they're not. Especially if frickin' Amazon shipping them. Jesus Christ. And I think this was a Prime deal. It might not have been. This might have been from this other guy I buy them from. I mainly buy them from this either Prime. Well, I quit buying them from Prime because I was getting them damaged all the time. Except I have one here, and I'll show you. It said that it was like new, and the thing is some of these are a little more expensive than the Chase ones, it seems like, especially, not the Chase necessarily, the Chase brand Chase ones, but the ones that you got the exclusives, I guess. But this is the Chase edition. This was for the show Stranger Things, and they had a Chase one. I don't know if you watched that show, but if you have, you know what it is. Anyway, the little girl at one point that is named 11, they're trying to disguise her, so they put a wig on her, this blonde wig, because she has her head shaved pretty much. And for some reason, this figure was going online for $60 to $80 ever since it was released. And then Amazon the other day had some that were marked at like $20, and they said like new, and I figured that we were going to get into the realm of damage. But for $20, I was like, well, I guess we'll see. It's a little more damage than I thought it was going to be, and that's what kind of bums me out. But there is a silver lining, and I'll explain. But anyway, this is the one that I picked up. It is the 11 with the wig, and it is the Chase variant, Chase edition. Now, I've seen on eBay where you can buy the stickers, and stuff in case you run into difficulty or you pick one up that's supposed to have a sticker and it doesn't for some reason or whatever. But they want like $6 or $7 a piece for stickers, and I'm like, nah. I work in a printing place, and if I want to make the stickers, I will either find a high-res picture of them or whatever, and I'll make them myself. I'm not going to pay $7 a pop, no pun intended, for a little sticker. But the silver lining with this, I didn't buy all of the special things, Stranger Things figures. I mainly bought all the 11 ones and the Demogorgon, and then there were a couple of the Upside Down kids that I bought. Barb, the Upside Down Barb was a 2-pack with 11, the Upside Down 11, so I had to buy her. They came together. But the silver lining with this is I didn't bring it back here, but the regular 11, the normal one, this one, comes in the exact same box. If you look, this box, it has her hair like this. It's the same number. It's the same 421 number. So I'm thinking I might be able to pick up a regular one for $8 or $9 and put it in the other box. Now we come to the sticker thing. Either I can try to make the sticker, or once I get this one out of this box basically junk, maybe I can pull that window out of there and peel that off of there by, bending the window back from the sticker slowly and getting it off of there to put on the new box. So all is not lost with this. I might be able to rectify it for about another $10, which is still about half price from the price that these were going for, and I think are still, if they're in good shape, going for. So I think we might have actually had a good deal with this, even though it's a little worked. You can see it's ripped here, and it's really got a nice crease dent here. This corner's crease dented, and then it's bent in here. It's not really creased, but it's bent in there. And in my stack, because you've seen part of it, I tried to show the stack before. It's hard to really tell, but I know it's damaged. So that's kind of a bummer, but I'm happy to have the figure, and I am happy to report that it is in the same box as the regular one, so I might be able just to buy another regular one. And even if the sticker isn't on there, swap it into the new one. But I'm pretty sure what I can do is, like I said, either I can scan that sticker, I can cut the film or pull the film out of there, cut around it, and then scan that before I even try to pull it off of there. And then if something should happen, because it looks like the sticker all the way around the actual edge is black, so I can just put a black fill around it to give me a little extra space, and then print a few off a high-res color printer, and might be able to duplicate it. It's not really false advertising because it is a chase figure. It's not like I'm trying to bootleg it or something, but this one was just released. This is another 11 figure. I don't know why this one came out so late in the series. I guess because they released kind of a second wave of figures, and they wanted to release another 11 with these. But it's 11 in her hospital gown, and I don't know what she's holding. I can't tell. It doesn't look like, it's not waffles, because she didn't have waffles in the, I think they're cards, like playing cards. I only watched through the series one time, so I'm trying to remember, and I don't recall offhand, but they might be playing cards. She's holding something, whatever it is, and I can't tell. So anyway, I have two more. These were kind of a impulse purchase. I went to Toys R Us and looked around, and they had some Thor Ragnarok ones for the upcoming movie. I usually don't just buy. Well, it depends. I bought the Wonder Woman one, even though I haven't even seen the movie. That was a Walmart exclusive, and that was kind of the deal. They had a one exclusive Toys R Us version for Ragnarok, and then I was looking through them, and I did find some. I believe I found one of all the other ones as well. There's 6 in the series, I think, and then there was this Chase one. There were initially released, and I guess there's another couple Chase figures, or not Chase ones, but exclusive, GameStop exclusive, and a couple other ones, maybe. But anyway, I was looking through. I found a couple Thors, a couple Hulks, a couple Lokis, Heimdall, the Valkyrie, and I found one Hela, and that I decided to go ahead and get the Hela one. I probably will end up buying the whole series. I don't usually buy superhero ones, but if they're movie related, I do. Like I bought the Blade one, the Wonder Woman. I bought a bunch of Suicide Squad ones, including a Batman Suicide Squad one. The only superhero ones I have offhand that I can think of are Harley Quinn, and they're not really, well, superhero, the comic book related. So I guess I'll show this Hela. Here it is. The corner on it is just ever so slightly kind of, nothing's mint, so that's fine. But I mean, this was the only one of them that they had out of the whole 300 pops they had there. They had one Heimdall, one Valkyrie, one Hela, and then they had a couple Lokis, a couple Thors, about 5 or 6 Hulks, which the Hulk one was pretty cool. And it weighed more for some reason. It weighed a lot more. Not a lot, but it definitely had a significant weight difference to the other ones. And then they had this one, and they had a ton of these up there that were the exclusive. But I went ahead and picked the best box out of the lot, considering they had about 10 of them. And I picked up the Toys R Us exclusive Bruce Banner figure. So Bruce Banner, this was the one I was going to initially buy, was the exclusive Banner one only, and then I started looking through them because I found a Hulk in the Banner, and then I didn't see any other ones, and I really had to dig through about 2 shelves before I found a Thor, and then when I found the Thor one, behind those is where I kind of found a little group of them together, kind of together, and I think that's where I found the almost all the rest of them. So that's all the pops. So we're done with that. I'll show you these couple of games I picked up really quick for the Nintendo. I need to keep my list current, so I need to make sure that I'm keeping it up to date. But I told you I recently discovered eBay again to a degree. I had to buy something. I was in a car fender bender at the end of July. A guy came through an intersection and hit the front of my car. And I had to go through about a month of dealing with things. I wasn't hurt, neither was he. I mean, yeah, you're a little sore and banged up after it, but, nobody was hurt or injured. But my car was messed up. Go to get it inspected, they tell me basically that they're going to total it because it's not worth fixing to them. But the car's only got 80,000 miles on it, and it's 2006, and it's a Kia, and it's in good shape. And I was like, well, I'm not getting rid of it, so what are you giving me? And they gave me some money for it, but I in turn went and bought some parts, the headlight assembly. He hit me on the front driver's side because I was pulled out on a green coming into the intersection, and mine turned green, and he come through on a red, and the streets were wet because it had been raining a little bit, and he slid and hit me. So I had to buy a new headlight assembly, a new front fender, whole quarter panel piece, which my brother-in-law is going to help me put on. We got it primed, and we've got to paint it still, and we got to bend one of my mounts out and pull the old one off, put the new one on. The door will still have a bit of a dent in it. Maybe we can pop it, my brother-in-law said, with a dent popper or something. But the reason this is all leading back to eBay is because also the handle, the inner door handle on my car quit working. And it's like $300 or $200 and something to have somebody fix it. I don't know what part they order. But I couldn't find a part online, or it seemed like it was difficult to figure out which part it was exactly. They were saying, like, you need to give your VIN number and all this to get the right cable piece or whatever. And I looked inside, and it's only the cable that's broken. I don't need the whole new piece. And, I looked online, couldn't really find anything. Was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll probably just, take it and get it fixed eventually for $200 or whatever. And my uncle was like, well, what year is it and whatever. And he went online and started looking around, and he went on eBay, and he found a place that sold the right cable for my car door, but it was on eBay. And I had recently set up a PayPal account just to buy something from a guy through a Facebook fan page of Bruce Campbell's that I'm on. I think I explained it when I bought the Evil Dead Laserdisc. I think I did a new video on that. But when I set up a PayPal account to pay that guy because he lived in Canada, and I was like, well, I guess I can buy this on eBay and use my PayPal account. And then, because I just had never really, ever since they had kind of phased out the money order check thing, and kind of made you buy. And for a while, I didn't have a debit card. Probably the first couple of years after I quit doing eBay, I didn't even have a debit card at first. And then it was like, well, I think I've only had a debit card about 10 years. So anyway, I went on there to buy it. I did the buy it now thing, and I went and I saw that you can just link your credit card, and they pay it, or your debit credit card, to your account, and they pay it through PayPal, but you don't actually have to be, like, signed up to PayPal per se. And when I saw that, I was like, uh-oh, because I knew there's a bunch of stuff I'd been looking. I kind of would occasionally go on eBay and kind of look at certain things, but I never wanted to buy anything because I thought it was too big of a hassle. But now that I know that it's just as easy as Amazon, I might have a problem on my hands because it makes me want to buy things. So, anyway, this is one of the things that I bought. I don't recall what I paid offhand. I know it was under 15. I think it was around 15, and I think so was the other one. I know it was under 20. I know both of these were under 20. One of these I got off of Amazon, though, and this one I got off eBay. I think I talked about it when I was doing the video with the loose carts, because I had a copy, and the label had a little bit of a booger on it, a little nick out of it. And I said I wanted to get a box copy, and I went ahead and bought this one. I thought the box was in good shape. It came with he had a sleeve cover on it. Remember I was talking about those sleeve covers? And I put it on a different, game, because I have a couple other games that are in really, really, really nice shape, and I was like, it'd be nice to go ahead and put this on here. But I'm thinking about ordering some of those covers now that I've seen one and kind of see how they go on there in person. Maybe order a half order, not a half order, but order 50 of them, because I told you I need about 100 or so. 100. I needed 109, 110, but I just got 2 more box games, so 112. But I think one of these games I didn't have. This one I did. And then Everett and Lindell I didn't have. So that was 2 games I added to my total, but only one that I've actually added to my, catalog. Because Anyway, I bought Skate or Die in the box, and it's in pretty good shape. It's got a little, one of the fold-in tabs is really loose, so I'm trying to baby that. But, it's got a little box wear around the top where you open the flap, open and shut over and over again. But like I said, this one tab in here on this side is a little bit, it's just hanging on barely, so we need to be careful. And then the game itself, which the label could use a little sprucing, a little cleaning, but I didn't clean it yet. It did come with the instructions. Which I noticed something, because I was looking at, I was looking for my box game list and the instructions I'm missing, and trying to determine if I want to try to find those instruction books and buy them, which people want like friggin' $5 or $6 for an instruction book, which, whatever. But, which, shit, I might have a gold mine on my hands over here. Or I could, for my own benefit, not trying to pass them off as real, make some. Because a lot of people have scanned PDFs of these flat, and I can take the pages, do some tweaking to them in Photoshop, clean up a lot of this dirt off of them, and then lay them out in printers, what's called printers pairs, which is the way the pages, when they're flattened, the numbers. Like this page, it's hard to explain, but like this cover backs up, or this inside page backs up onto the cover, and then this is the back cover, and the back inside page is number 15. So page 2 and 15 go on the same page. The next one would be 3 and 14, and then on the opposite side of it would be 4 and 13, and so on. It's called putting it in printers pairs. That way when you print it, staple it in the middle, and fold it, all the pages are in the right order. So, anyway, it's crap I do for a living, to a degree, setting up booklets, pamphlets, things like that. And I could do some cleaning on these, set them up to the size they are, and print some, trim them down, staple them in the middle, and have instruction books for the games I'm missing instructions for. For my own personal, not for trying to pass them off, not to resell it and try to pass it off as being original to somebody else. For my own, because once these box games came into my collection, they're not going out till I go out. And then, whoever gets them after that can do whatever the hell they want with them. And it won't be me trying to pass stuff off at that point. So anyway, Skate or Die, it does have a black sleeve in there, and the styrofoam's in there. I really want to be careful with that flap, so I'm not going to mess with it at the moment. The instruction book, like I said, is it's just got a lot of tracking dirt and stuff on it, on the cover right here. A little smudging, because that looks like wear just from sliding it in and out of the box maybe or something. But I think I paid like $13 or $14 for it, and I need to go on there, back on eBay, and give that guy a feedback. I saw that it was delivered last night, and he left me a feedback. I think his feedback was thanks, which is great, fine. But he's like, please leave me feedback. So I wanted to see it, even though I had saw that it was delivered in the mail, before I left him any kind of feedback on it. Oh, why is I've got a kink in my back or something all of a sudden. Okay, anyway, I've got one more here. This one came from Amazon, and this one is in really good shape. I think I paid like $18 for this. And this was one that I did not have in my collection. I did have Skate or Die. I don't think I had I think Everett and Lindell was a new to put into the catalog. And then this one I actually didn't even have a copy of. And I saw this copy on Amazon, and it's actually in better shape than I even thought it was when I saw it on there. But I picked up, it's not a great game, but I liked it. And I liked the movie. It's an LJN title. It is Who Framed Roger Rabbit? But like I said, this game, the box and stuff is pretty damn new looking. You can see right here, there's not a lot of in and out with the flaps. Like on the Skate or Die, the flap's really worn on right there because they just opened the box and shut it so many times. I never kept my games in the box. Once I bought the games, I took them out of the boxes and kept them in the sleeves, but put the boxes up. I didn't throw the boxes away, luckily. The game is nice. It's got a really nice label on it. Nice and shiny. This has all the little goodies with it as well. It actually has a black sleeve. It's got the instructions, which are hardly look like they've been even looked at over the years. And a Nintendo Power subscription, little fold over. Those are always fun to come across. But this was the coup de grace, so to speak. It is a LJN poster that was in the box with it. I do love posters. There might be some posters in this other stuff over here. LJN poster. I'm actually think I'm going to keep that out of the box because I do think there are posters in this bag with these instructions and stuff. I'm going to put that poster back in. And I'll go ahead and tell you, the other game I went ahead and ordered boxed was Major League Baseball. It was really cheap. I think I got it for like $10 or $11. And I had a box copy when I was a kid that I had gotten for Christmas, and I sold it in a garage sale. So I kind of wanted it back. There are a couple other box games that I know I sold, two of them for sure, Karate Kid and Bad Dudes, and I would like to get both of those back in box. Karate Kid was about, I think I only saw one complete box copy, and it was like $28. And I'm trying to stay under the 20 mark at this point for things. Not that I'm like, opposed to going higher than that, but there are other things at the moment that I was looking at. I have a little bit of a hoarder mentality, so I started looking at different. I almost bought a bunch of games that were boxed just because they were boxed, not because I would ever really play them, and they weren't bad, but it was like there were a couple Jeopardy games and a couple Wheel of Fortune games, and they were like $6 or $7 complete. But the shipping was like $3 or $4, so they were about $10 each. And I had like 4 or 5 of them like in my not wish list, but watch list or whatever. And finally I just was like, you're never going to play those. You're only buying them because they're boxed and you want to increase your box game total. So it's like, I don't know. I'm really debating because I want to increase the number of games I have, but there are games that I have that aren't in the box that I really want in the box. And there's one that I have, like RC Pro-Am, in the box that the box is damaged. I think this part of the whole corner tab and part of the flap here is like ripped off of the box and part of the top flap. And it's just like, I really want to get a new box version, but I already have that game. And it's like, should I concentrate on getting games that I don't have yet? Or should I, bite the bullet and buy some of the ones that I do? And like I said, the Major League Baseball was kind of a little bit of, a special circumstance because it wasn't that expensive. And I don't know why my shoulders bother me. Maybe it's the way my neck turned. Anyway, sorry. So I decided I wasn't going to get those Jeopardy games and stuff. But the games, there are two games that I do want. Well, there's a few, but two of them that I still want to get a black box copy of Super Mario Brothers. And the cheapest one that I've seen that was even close to condition that I wanted was around $45. And I'm really not wanting to spend, like I said, I'm trying to stay around that 20 mark at the moment, especially if I'm starting to buy this stuff again. Let me see. I do want to get Dragon Warrior, the first one, not 3 and 4. 3 and 4 are expensive as shit in the box. I have 2 complete because I bought it when I was a kid. But Dragon Warrior 1 you can get for about anywhere from 18 or so up to about 30 in good shape. Some of them come with extra guides and things like that. I'm not really concerned about that. Another one that I really kind of wanted, like I said, the Bad Dudes and the Karate Kid I looked at. Any of the black box games, but that I don't already have. And then I want what was it? I was just thinking of it, and now I draw a blank. Dragon Warrior, Super Mario Brothers. I know what it was. A Boy and His Blob. I saw somebody had a post on there. I mean, I do, but see, I already have that game, and I already have Dragon Warrior, and it's like buying those as box. I want box copies, but it's just like. But somebody had put a Boy and His Blob and Dragon Warrior together on an ad, and the Boy and His Blob was complete. Dragon Warrior was missing the instructions, and that's what I'm saying. It's one of those deals where I'm like, do I buy the instruction book separate and buy the pack? But they wanted $40 for the buy it now on that, and I'm like, well, that's $20 a game, and both of those games I want in box. And I'm toying around. I don't know if it got sold, but I'm toying around with going back on there and seeing if it did, and maybe if it didn't, keep maybe making a little bid, maybe buying it outright. But anyway, like I said, I came across this mess of stuff. I'm not going to necessarily fold it all out, but I wanted to see what's here. It looks like we've got a Genesis poster of some kind. 360 HDMI AV cable booklet. A Get in Touch with Sega software poster. I think I have a bunch of these. Actually, I didn't know I had one of these. A Playing with Power Nintendo poster. I'll go ahead and fold this one out. I really want to rob the robot Now You're Playing with Power poster. The ones that were like 20 by 24 or something. I used to have one as a kid on my wall. I saw someone had one on sale. The vintage one online for... I don't know, it was $20 or something. People were bidding on it, and I was like, oh man, I am not bidding on it. But what I really wish is somebody had a copy of it and would scan it at a decent resolution, because I would take all the scans and piece them together in Photoshop, and I would take that image, if it was at a high resolution, and have a like a tapestry made. Of it. I think that would be sweet. Super Nintendo poster. Get the power, Nintendo power. I'm not going to fold it out. Yeah, there's a bunch of instructions here. Ooh. Ooh. Hey. Well, that just changed some things. Akari Warriors instructions. I have the Akari Warriors game. I just don't have it in the box, but I have instructions. Akari Warriors. This just changed a little something. The original Super Mario Brothers instructions. These are the black box instructions, and that just changed whether or not I have to buy a full complete copy or whether I can just buy a box and a game copy. And that might have just changed our prices quite a bit on that. So that just made my day. Really, that actually did make my day. And here was my second ooh, Mike Tyson Punch-Out instructions. I do have Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, but I don't have it in the box. But Mike Tyson Punch-Out instructions, I just noticed they're in color. That's kind of cool. I didn't notice that, but it's got the Nintendo Sports series logo on the instruction book. Bases loaded. Instructions. NES Max. Zelda 2 instructions. These look a little banged up. The cover does. The actual instructions themselves look pretty good. A few pages in there. So, it's complete. This actually is in really good shape. A Legend of Zelda instruction book. Both of the ones over there that I have are complete in the box. And I do have loose copies of those, so that's cool. Desert Commander. I do have the game. I don't have the box. Life Force instructions. Paperboy. Dino Wars. Dirty Harry. These are all instruction books. Now, what I was going to tell you earlier, I noticed is most of the early on Nintendo instruction books are exactly 16 pages. A lot of the earlier ones. Some as you go along, they're not quite like this one. This one's 16 pages. This Cobra Commander. The Dirty Harry is 18 pages. Dino Wars is 14 pages. Most of them are 4 pages front and back, which would when you piece it together. It's, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then your staple is going to be right there in the middle. Starship Hector. Bad Street Brawler. These are just a couple of things for ordering Nintendo Power. This is like a brand new, pristine... That's got to be my original instruction book for that. I mean, that's brand new and pristine. It doesn't even look like it's ever been opened. Super Mario Brothers 3 instructions. I've got 2 boxed versions of this that are complete, and then I have a loose cart version, and I have another instruction book. Here's just a regular old one that's not nearly as pristine as that one. Mappy Land. And it looks like the last one we got here is Xenophobe. But that's a lot of instructions. I believe I got all those instructions from a guy named Tim, actually. Or most of them. Some of them were mine, but a lot of them were his. But that Super Mario one just might have made my quest to find that game in a condition I want a little easier. Here's something that you would get like at Game Exchange, just a quick little Iron Sword instruction sheet. These are actually codes. Oh, well, here's another instruction book. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Nintendo Player's Guide stuff. Mario Kart 64 instruction book. I don't know what this is, but it looks like it goes to Mario Kart. College SummerSlam instruction book. Here's a different Sega poster. Afterburner. I'm done. I'm sorry. This is boring as fuck. It's just receipts for stuff. It kind of reminds me of when I bought things. And then there's this thick-ass PS2 book. I think came with my first Slim. It's got U.S., French, and Spanish instructions. Yeah. So, but it's like as thick as a phone book. So, anyway, I'm going to sign off. I'll talk to you later. Sorry, I got a weird pinch in my neck, and I think it's because I'm at a weird angle. Or either that or I did something when I was lifting that crap a minute ago. All that stuff, so... Anyway, I'm done, and this is long, too, so anyway, I hope you can suffer through, and I'll be back soon. I'll definitely be buying more stuff, so evidently. Thanks, eBay. Talk to you guys later. Thanks for coming by. See you next vid. Alright, folks, a little footnote to this video. The cats have joined us. But remember, we were missing this piece here. As you can tell, we've got something on there now. I didn't find the original. I looked underneath there. I cleaned underneath the dresser. That was nice. A lot of little cat toys and stuff under there. But no little deal. But I had, like I said, found some extra parts, and I've got so many controllers anyway, but I had found, it looks like at one point I had ordered a couple extra of just these. This one's still, well, I think I swapped one of them out on a different one. That, it's kind of loose, but it's complete. But there's another one in here that was kind of totally falling apart. But the little arm, this little dealie, was in the bag. And it connects differently inside the Nintendo 64 than this. So what I ended up doing was taking the one that came off the Nintendo 64 one, and it had a round ball at the end with like a little hook on the end. I broke the hook off, and then I sanded down the ball quite a bit, so it was just basically the tip of the deal. I sanded it down as much as I thought I could, but I wanted to leave a little bit of the extra plastic around there because I was going to drill out a hole. And I took a drill, it was a 16th inch drill bit, and drilled a small hole down into it carefully and slowly, and then I used the next biggest drill bit, which I'm not sure how big it was, and drilled the hole out again slightly larger, and now I drilled it down far enough that this will go on here, and it kind of pushes down on there. It does stay on there, as you can see. I can pick it up from the bed with the joystick. It's not going to fall off. See, look at that. It kind of pushes on, and once it pushes on, it's on there. So I'm going to put this controller in a better... I'm not just going to hang it on the door now because I don't want to lose that piece on it. And it's one of the only Nintendo 64 controllers I really like. That's the back trigger button. You kind of work it with the back of your left hand, or your this finger, your index finger on your left hand. But it's laid out more like a conventional controller with a joystick and your 6 buttons here and then your start button and that. But Nintendo 64 had the trigger, so you got the 2 shoulder buttons and the trigger. But that controller to me makes a lot more sense than those weird Nintendo ones. So anyway, I'm going to sign off. That was just a bookend to the video, I guess, or a footnote to the video. So I guess I'm signing off the video again. So thanks for coming by. Like I said, if I pick anything else up or whatever, I'm going to try to do videos for it. So anyway, I'll talk to you later. Thanks for coming by, and we'll see you next vid.